Welcome to Littlefield University. Guys, today we're going to be taking a little tour of our brand new studio. Let's check it out.
Check it out.
So if you've been watching our videos, you'll probably notice that we've been filming in a number of different locations. Well, there are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, the Littlefield company has two offices, one right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the other in Las Vegas. So obviously those locations are going to look different. But around Thanksgiving 2021, there were some events that transpired that caused us to be displaced, and we actually lost our old office building. They basically gave us a week to move our stuff into storage until we could find our new forever home. Very cool, very good, very cool. So for the past few months, we've been working out of a shared co-working space, and we were very thankful to have decent Wi-Fi and free breakfast, but we couldn't film client work or even our YouTube videos there. So our solution to this problem was to rent Airbnbs. Now, of course, whenever you rent a house, you need to coordinate with the homeowner to make sure that they know a few things. First of all, we always ask permission to film a video in their home. Second, we would let them know what we were filming and where the video would live once it was published. Finally, when we got the green light, we would book the space. Airbnbs are a great option because you can look for the exact type of location that you need, and you have full access to the space for the entire day. Here's a helpful tip though. Most Airbnb check-ins are in the late afternoon, and their check-out is around 10 or 11 a.m. So if you need a full day of filming, realistically, you need to book 3 days. One to check in and unload your gear, one for filming, and one to pack up and check out. And that finally brings us here. After months of searching, we found a new office. And the best part about this new office is that it actually came with its own studio. We wanted to be able to utilize the studio in a number of ways. Obviously, we needed a space to film the A-roll for our YouTube videos, which is what we're doing right now. But we also wanted to be able to record podcasts and shoot various other client projects. But obviously, before we could film anything, we needed to do a little prep work. This room is almost entirely made of concrete, except for the ceiling, which is just drywall. It was painted a bluish gray color, which was nice, but we wanted something a bit darker and with more of a matte finish. And because we can't make anything easy for ourselves, we thought it would be cool to paint our logo on the back wall. So we actually picked up a cheap mini projector from our local Best Buy, plugged it into our laptop, and we projected our logo onto the wall. And about 100 years later, it was much harder than we expected it to be, but I think it actually looks pretty good. We've mounted an LED light from GVM to the ceiling, and we put some black wrap on it so we can just put a splash of light on the back wall to highlight the logo. All right, so now that painting is out of the way, we can start adding props to build out these sets. We really liked the looks that we got from the Airbnbs we rented, so we still wanted to create an inviting set with furniture and practical lamps and greenery. We already had some furniture from our last office, but we picked up some lamps and some fake plants from Target just to make the space more inviting. Now, in the center of the room, we've set up a paper backdrop roll. Eventually, we'd like to add a ceiling-mounted support system that will hold multiple paper rolls so that we can change them out more quickly and easily. Now, we occasionally shoot fashion videos and e-commerce photography that could really utilize these paper backdrops, so this is going to be super helpful. We also wanted to be able to record podcasts in this space, so check out the latest pods in our description. We created a small set on the other side of the studio. We had a few cushy chairs from our last office, and then we added a coffee table so that we can mount the boom arms directly to the table. And because this room is 90% bouncy concrete, it gets echoey as hell in here. So we bought a big pack of acoustic foam panels from Amazon, and we used spray adhesive to mount them to the wall. We created a diamond pattern to make it look nicer on camera, and it definitely helps reduce the reverb in this room. Finally, we put a few area rugs on the floor, again, just to minimize the echo in the space. As for lighting, we aren't able to mount all of our lights or even really leave anything in the studio because we need quick access for client shoots, which are typically filmed on location. So we still have to set up the lights for each of our videos, but we use the same lighting techniques and principles that we talked about in our How to Light an Interview video, link in the description. We've got a big soft key over to this side, we've got a little bit of bounce on the opposite side, and some practical lamps in the background to add depth. For our podcasts, we use 2 Kinos just to bring up the ambient light in the room, and then we have 2 quasar tubes in the background to add a pop of light and a little bit of visual interest. Podcast videos are much easier to shoot because they don't particularly have to look cinematic. It's just 2 people talking. If you're creating a set for your podcast or your YouTube studio or even for a client, you're gonna wanna take branding into consideration. What are your brand colors? What is the mood and tone of your brand? Is it light and airy, or maybe a bit darker and moodier? Do your props and your set deck represent a comfy space to chill, or should it be more colorful with flashing LED lights all over the place? Figure out how you want your brand to look and feel so you can make the perfect set for your personal brand. Now, all of these sets are definitely going to change as we continue making content. Over the next few weeks and months, we're gonna learn what works best and what needs to be tweaked. We might get new furniture, we might take all the foam down and try a totally different pattern on the wall. We might even repaint and build a totally different set. That's the fun part about having your own space, and we are so glad that we get to play in this new studio because that just means we're gonna be able to make great content for you to enjoy. All right, guys, so that's the studio. Keep checking back to see it change and grow. Now, did you like the video? Of course you did. Give it a thumbs up, it really does help the channel. Subscribe for more great content and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, see you in class.